Hey folks, this is Jake Davis with On the Fly Review for you, and today I'm talking about Night School, released last September, directed by Malcolm D. Lee, starring Kevin Hart, Tiffany Haddish, Taran Killam, Rob Riggle, and Keith David. Uh, this needed an R rating, like many of Kevin Hart's films. He just works so much better when he can cuss up a storm. Uh, okay, so the whole setup of this movie is that Kevin Hart's character is he's a successful man, but he is a high school dropout and whatnot. And as the film goes on, what the audience is kind of shown instantly is that the guy's dyslexic. Uh, it turns out to be a growing problem in his life. So after a really bad run of luck, on top of being a bit of a dumbass, uh, he loses his business and um, being kind of a materialistic, superficial guy, he's afraid to be honest with his very beautiful, very successful, brand new fiance. So he goes back to high school where his old rival is now the principal, and he ends up having to go through night school so he can take his GED, get his GED. And of course, the teacher is Tiffany Haddish, who is just, a good teacher, but it's just close to crazy. She's like the teacher version of the drill sergeant in Full Metal Jacket. She's a female black R. Lee Ermey in this movie, and that's pretty damn funny. So she's really good in this. Overall, this movie had some heart, but it was too sappy. It was funny, but it was still kind of cringy. It had a this weird attitude towards family, uh, and married couples and relationships in general. This is kind of just odd. Just came out of nowhere, considering the bulk of this movie is about a guy trying to make his woman proud and think. Even though he's going through it deceitfully, he's basically trying to convince his woman that he's worthy of her. That she's not slumming it or settling being with a guy like him, which can be a sweet concept, of course, because obviously, it doesn't that doesn't mean anything to her. It's this kind of movie storytelling that it's generic, but it can be nice, it can be sweet. Where this movie, like I said, it can be really, really funny at times, but it just overall has a little bit too much of them. Yeah, I've seen it. But, I mean, where Kevin is always better with an R rating, and Tiffany, I've only seen her in a few things, but she seems to be really talented. And Taran Killam is just kind of this wild card. You never know what he's gonna do. He was pretty funny in this. But you see his best stuff in the trailers. To be fair, and then there's Keith David. They had Keith David in a comedy, and this guy's freaking revered. He's great. He's one of those guys who's just like so great and so appreciated that he just ask him to come be in your movies. Oh no, we can't afford to pay you or anything like this, but please be in our movie. It'll be better because you're there. But I mean, he pops up early in the fucking film, and then he disappears for the rest of the movie, and then when he shows up again towards the end of the film, like, oh shit, that's right, Keith David is in this. Damn, talk about wasting a great actor. But anyway, I mean, it had some really, really funny scenes. But what's not funny and what's not good is really bad and really, really not funny. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to give Night School 2 stars. I'll give it 2.5, just to be a little... I try to be lenient and nice to comedies. But like I said, I laughed a lot. but it was scenes that were funny. Like Hadish and Hart had terrific chemistry together, and I like Romani Malco's kind of crazy, paranoid guy. I mean, he's all over the place, completely unrealistic character, but he's funny in the role. And Rob Riggle is always great. And I got to point out this, and this also has a big part of the lower score on this movie, because I just can't ignore anything like this. I mean, because you're not making Airplane. This isn't a Zucker Brothers film. So Rob Riggle falls off a roof, breaks his arm. His arm is fucked up, like bent backwards, Ronnie Cox style behind his head, and literally the next scene. There's no reference to it. There's no mention of it. His arm is completely fine, and he's just like using it in using it in his gestures. That I couldn't get past that. I don't care how wacky, zany of a movie. I mean, yeah, sure. Kevin Hart is inside a building while it explodes. He goes flying through a building while it's exploding and crashes through the windshield of his own car. Not only is he alive, but he's still conscious to have a couple of one-liners. This is a ridiculous movie. But not even acknowledging, like it's like the filmmakers honestly forgot they had this scene in the movie. And that's embarrassing. That's embarrassingly bad. So, even if a lot of this other stuff in the film would have worked, like the, oh shit, oh god, there's like this attitude in the movie of like beating people into learning is an actual thing. Yeah, you know, hit somebody in the fucking back of their head enough times, yeah, it'll catch on. No, that's not how that works. That's abuse. But, whatever. It had some funny bits, but it's not a good movie. Kevin Hart's funny, Tiffany Haddish is funny, and the supporting cast is funny, and it has some laughs, but overall, it's just kind of a, cringy, long movie. It does go too long. Especially for this kind of a comedy. I mean, just under 2 hours is too damn long for a goofy-ass comedy like this. Wow, this has been a really long review. Anyhow, 2.5 stars for Night School. Please like, comment, or not. You know, it really doesn't matter. I don't care. I'm Jake Davis, and I'll catch you on the fly.